You are watching Core Confidence TV. I'm your host, Dennis, broadcasting to you from New York City. This is the Core Confidence Life Personal Development Podcast for Men. Okay, you can follow this page by hitting the subscribe button if it's your first time here, because you don't want to miss all that we have in store on this channel. On social media, you can also like our page on Facebook, Core Confidence Life. You can also follow us on Twitter, Core Confidence Life. And if you want to join our men's only private discussion group where we talk about overcoming anxiety and inner limitations so you can attract the healthy relationships, prosperity, and pleasure you desire, you can do that on Facebook as well, our private men's group. And I'll put a link here in the description page on this video. Well, on this program, we've got a very special guest. You know, we talk a lot about men's challenges here, and one of those things is body image and physical health. Our next guest is going to talk about body image and physical health from a woman's point of view, but this point of view is really for everybody. Our guest, Deblair Tate, is a first sergeant and instructor in the United States Air Force, and she's also in a motorcycle team. She is also a coach and trainer and nutritionist. She has spent her life going out there, being athletic, and becoming a well-known bodybuilder. And she also has a clothing brand as well. And she's going to be on the program to talk about her journey through the military, her journey on helping people get fit and improving their body image, and everything else surrounding that. So kick back and relax and listen, watch, take notes of this great interview we have with a very experienced woman who's got a lot going on with her both in and outside the military. After this, we'll be speaking to Deblair Tate. Core Confidence Life. Okay, welcome to the program, and we are sitting here with Deblair Tate. And how you doing today?
I'm good, no complaints at all. How about you?
I'm doing great. All right, and we have a lot to talk about with you here because you are a bodybuilder. You are from the military. You have all kind of things going on, positive body image and everything. But I'll let you clap your own thunder. Tell us about you, just in brief.
Well, I am involved in a lot of things, like you said. I'm pretty much a health and fitness coach. Been doing that for about 16 years. That's pretty much my passion, and everything else that I do in my life kind of revolves around that. I'm a military instructor, been in the military for about 20 years, so I'm currently a military instructor. And also, I am the owner of the 8-Figure Fitness apparel brand. Those are just some of my main nuggets. Of course, like we all have other things that we work on, but those are the things that I really am focused on right now.
Oh, okay. So there's a lot for us to go into, I see. So the thing that jumps out at me is your athleticism and your positive body image thing. So what's up with positive body image? What is your message around that?
So in my 16 years of being a fitness trainer, coach, I've noticed that a lot of people are not accepting of who they are and their body image. They're always wanting to make themselves appear to be somebody else. It's okay to have positive outlook as long as it's your body that you're engineering. But so often we find the social acceptance that we look for as it relates to accepting our bodies and what we're supposed to look like, and having the Coke-figured body, or if you don't have that body that gives the attention or whatever, you're not totally accepting of who you are, and it falls into going down a path of mental issues. So that's why I try to promote, positive body images, loving who you are, accepting the body that God gave you to engineer that body and make the best possible version of you from your perspective, and not from what you see or what you try to be based on somebody else.
Absolutely. So it sounds like a lot of times when people go into different fields and they have different messages, it's because they may have gone through some challenges themselves. Have you gone through any body issue or body image challenges?
Oh, of course, we all have. I'm not going to sit here and say that I've always been that person, or the person that you see today. You still look at people, or you still are your biggest critic. So I do still look at my body and say, oh, if I could change this, or, oh, should I go and get this changed or get this fixed? I've had surgery before, so it's like, what was it for me? You know what I mean? So my whole thing was, as long as it's for you. So I don't frown upon that, but I will say I do fall into that category of people that sometimes, you compare yourself to people, but at the end of the day, I still accept who I am. I'm still grateful for the body that I have, that I engineer, and I don't want to be anybody else. But if I had to answer and say, I've fallen into that category, and sometimes I still do.
Okay. And so this body image thing, so before we get into the other part, because I want to talk about you and fitness and bodybuilding, but for those who are watching, what is at least one step that someone can do to get to solve their issues around their own body image? What did you do to get past that, and what can somebody else do?
Just love yourself. It's self-acceptance. You know what I mean? You have to, first of all, love yourself and not try to base how you're supposed to be on somebody else's acceptance, not what somebody says you're supposed to look like. A lot of the times, people will start losing weight, and then they'll get people in their ear saying, oh, you're getting too tiny. You don't need to lose any more weight. And we're going off of what others are telling us versus what we feel is comfortable for us or what we want to look like. So that's the first step in, is knowing what your goal is, not anybody else's goal, but knowing what your particular goal is, accepting that and letting that be the final thing.
All right. And so this leads us to your bodybuilding extravaganzas. So, so what in the world is fitness? What is fitness to you? What does that word mean?
That's a lifestyle. Fitness is life to me. Fitness is life or death for me. It's like, I can't say fitness without saying health and fitness, because all of it goes hand in hand. So for me, it's a lifestyle. That's pretty much it. One word.
Lifestyle. Fitness is a lifestyle. I say that about my lifestyle too. My holistic lifestyle it's a lifestyle. It's things I do every day as part of my journey through life. So I definitely understand that. So right. What got you into bodybuilding and then taking it all the way to where you've taken it?
So, well, I got into bodybuilding when I moved to Atlanta. It was later in life when I got into bodybuilding. I think I did my first show in like 2007. And it happened when I was approached by a trainer. I was working at a gym in Atlanta after, the whole, okay, so my transition, I ended up in Atlanta later. But while I was there, I got a part-time job at a gym. And while I was there, the trainer that is currently my trainer now approached me about doing fitness competitions, and I was so against it because my perception of what a fitness competitor looked like, I wouldn't say I was a girly girl, but I was still feminine, but like a tomboy. But I didn't want to look like what's perceived as a guy, like muscles and, just looking like you can just punch anybody in the throat at any given moment. I didn't want to have that look, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of told him no, but he ended up having somebody to come over and show me pictures of what an actual fitness competitor looked like, because he was like, I think you'll be good at it, because I've been athletic all my life. I've been pretty much into sports and working out my entire life. So once he sent her over there and I saw the pictures, I was like, okay, not as bad as I thought. So the pictures were more like athletic built people that just play sports. So I was cool with that. So from that point, I started training with him and everything was downhill from there. So never looked back.
Never looked back. So what have you gained psychologically or spiritually from bodybuilding?
Discipline, self-discipline, knowing that, you know, it's not for the faint at heart. I can tell you that. You have to sacrifice. You have to sacrifice more things than one, and some people don't want to. Your personal life sometimes, sacrifice like just being able to hang out, just live a normal life, the things that you eat, changing every aspect. Your life pretty much revolves around doing this thing, which is preparing for your competition. So I gained that, definitely self-discipline and self-respect, you know, for myself as well.
Wow. And you've gone up the ladder through championships too?
Absolutely. So I became a professional competitor on my second competition. When you first enter into the competition world, you're entering at an amateur level, or what we call a novice level. And you have to win an overall show to basically start competing on a level where you're able to get sponsorships, when you're competing for money and people really start recognizing you and knowing who you are. So I was reluctant in my second show to actually win and become a professional. So most of my career, I competed on a professional level where, you know, I traveled pretty much all over the world competing on shows, you know, for different, you know, amounts of money, different sponsorships and things like that. So it was a good journey.
And you said you were a health coach.
Right.
So who are your clientele? Do you coach just women? Do you coach men and women? What's that like?
I coach where the need is. So it's not like a category that I put or whatever, because my clients, when I was training, my clients were male, female, all ages. I did a lot with the elderly as well, because I got certified training elderly. So I did a lot with the elderly for a couple of years, but I have no basically audience, just people, mainly the ones that came to me came because they felt like their bodies were telling them that it was time. You know, everybody is different. Some people come because, you know, they want to look a certain type of way and they just want to kind of change up what they're doing. So there was no particular audience, so everybody pretty much.
All right. So what does it take to go where you've gone in the bodybuilding field? Not just jumping up and down in the backyard. You went all the way there. So if someone wanted to go all the way there, what's some advice you would give them?
First of all, you got to want to do it. And first of all, you got to have the mentality to do it, because like I said, it comes with a lot. It comes with a lot of sacrifices. So training, you have to have the right coaching, because with this, and people don't see the behind the scenes, you have to learn how to, with me, we had 6-inch heels. We had to learn how to walk in, do routines. The financial aspect of it is important, because eating healthy, and you probably know, eating healthy is very expensive. So it comes with, you know, eating healthy, the financial portion of it, having the time to train, having the support behind you, because it's going to be times where you're going to want to give up and you're going to want to quit. So just having the right support system. And if you don't want to do it in your brain, like if your mind is telling you you're doing it for something else other than you wanting to, you're not going to continue to do it, because you're going to, like, you know, cheat on your diet. You're going to miss your workouts. You're going to like fail to just kind of get the proper rest and still, you know, try to maintain the consistency with what it takes. And it takes about, depending on your body, about 12, sometimes 16 weeks of hardcore training and being consistent with doing the same thing every single day.
Yeah, it's rigorous there, I see. I don't know if I can handle it. I might fall apart.
No, you wouldn't. I mean, if that's what you want, you wouldn't fall apart. When I tell you, I think the military helped mold me into being disciplined enough to do something like this, because temptation is all around you. It's like when you can no longer have something, that's when it is always popping up. Or that's when your taste buds are always wanting it, or whatever. You're being tempted by it. So it's hard. I won't say it's easy, because there's nothing about it that's easy.
No, there definitely isn't. So you read my mind there. We were gonna go talk about this military thing you got going on. What made you want to get into the military?
I grew up in a small city, and I wanted to do something different, because I didn't know anything else outside of my city in Mississippi. I can't say I've never traveled, but it hasn't been to the extent that made me want to say, like, I want to see what else the world has to offer out there. I want to do something else. And my only thing that I saw that would get me there the best possible way was the military. But I didn't go into the military right away because my family wanted me to go to college. So I kind of followed what they wanted me to do initially. I went to college for the first semester. And then after that, I signed up for the military, and it was pretty much just to do more. I wanted a bigger experience at life. I wanted to take a bite out of something bigger than what I was accustomed to and what, where I grew up, which was in Mississippi.
So what is that like? You went into the military. How far in the military did you go? What was boot camp like? What was all that experience like for you?
So I'm still currently in the military. That experience was me being, because I wasn't the best kid growing up. I wasn't bad, but I was a hard-headed individual because I was a tomboy and I got in trouble all the time. So going into the boot camp kind of like, it was a culture shock, because now I'm told to do it like what they tell me to do. You can't move until they tell you to move. You eat when they tell you to eat. So it was like a wake-up call, and it disciplined me. And I think once I graduated from boot camp, it changed me a little bit. And it kind of put things in perspective as far as like life is not a joke. And it showed you what discipline would get you and what it meant to have discipline. So that's pretty much it. And from there, I just kept building upon it. And I think it's been a lot of the reasons why I've gotten to where I am today.
So from your military experience so far, what two things do you think the general population can use? What values do you think that the general population can use from the military?
Revolving the military, so we're big on core values like integrity and excellence in all we do. That's two of our core values that we incorporate. Integrity because you have to be accountable of your actions and you have to be true to yourself. I'm who I am even when nobody else is looking. So it's not about what it looks like to everybody else. This is just who I am. And then excellence in all I do, because I strive to be the best person I can possibly be for me. And that way I'm able to help others. So when I become the best possible person I can be, I'm able to now incorporate that into making others' lives better. So that is kind of like the basis of the two things that I will probably kind of push out there.
Ah, that's right. Absolutely. Those are two great values there. Where is your future going? What are you going to do? Are you going to continue in the military? Are you going to continue to do more bodybuilding tournaments? Are you going to help scrawny people like me build our muscle? What are you going to do?
Well, right now my path is definitely like I'll be 20 years in the military as of February. So as of right now, I'm still going to continue that for some time. Building my brand is the primary focus right now, building 8-figure and basically helping others to basically live a healthy life. So I'm more so on the coaching side. I was training people to do competitions. I was no longer competing. I haven't competed in a couple of years now. Will I ever compete again? Like, I don't know. If I had to ask today, like my priorities are different and I don't have the time or I don't want to make the sacrifices to compete, I still live my life every day as if I'm still competing because my lifestyle as far as the eating, the way I train is the same. So I could jump back into it at any given moment, but that's really not my focus. So I'm trying to take 8-figure all the way to the top. So with my brand, with different things, my products that I'm trying to push out. And I actually just launched a sale today because my new collection comes out November the 1st. So everything from the 2020 collection is currently on sale. So you guys have to hurry up and go over to 8figure.com and check out the stuff that we have. So that's the plan for now.
Tell us more about 8-figure.
So 8-figure brand is my fitness apparel line that I created. So as we get older into the fitness world, you have to kind of decide how long you want to do this because it's a lot of wear and tear on the body, constantly training, competing, being places, always having to just kind of be accountable or whatever. I still wanted to do that, but I wanted a little more freedom and flexibility, but I didn't want it to deviate from the lives that I was impacting. So I kind of tried to come up with an exit plan. So my exit plan was to create a brand that meant something, that represented all the people that wasn't self-accepting of themselves, to show them, hey, that you're important, you're loved. So that's the meaning behind it. And then I kind of like moved more over to the side of coaching and teaching versus actual physical training. COVID really didn't have a huge impact on my decision. It actually kind of just substantiated that I was doing the right thing, because I kind of shied away from actually doing physical coaching in the gym, because I entertain the whole getting a gym and doing all that stuff. And it still may be something that I do in the future, but right now it's mainly the focus on the brand. And that's why 8-Figured is so important to me, because it represents so much.
Absolutely. So you are a military woman, you are a professional bodybuilder, and now you're out there helping other people to achieve the similar goals and the apparel as well. So you are the body, the walking body of confidence, I see. So for people who are watching, what kinds of elements would you recommend for them to keep up their confidence?
Well, basically, it's hard. You know what I'm saying? It's hard because you scroll on social media, and like I said, they tell you what you're supposed to be. And it all goes back into mental health for me, just basically the elements of loving yourself. Saying over and over again, like, you are beautiful, God made you unique. Nobody else is like you. Nobody else is supposed to be like you. So mix that element of love, self-acceptance, just really caring about what you think and what you feel and not what others feel is the key.
That is the key that unlocks the door to confidence.
It is.
All right. So once again, where can we find out more about you?
So I have a couple of handles. Like, if you want to locate me on Instagram, you can find me at Deblair Fitness. Also, my 8-Figured brand is at 8-Figured on Instagram, at 8-Figured brands. My website is www.deblairfitness.com, and 8-Figured is www.8figured.com.
All right. Well, it's definitely great to hear your story. And I don't know if I can hold you much longer, or else you might kick my ass. I'm not really sure. I'm getting kind of scared now. So thank you for coming on the program to talk briefly about your journey and the things you can do to help other people build their body and get lots of muscles.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. Such a pleasure.
Thank you. Be sure to visit the Core Confidence Life website, www.coreconfidencelife.com. Articles, free downloadable courses, and of course, the Core Confidence Life podcast. coreconfidencelife.com, the School of Personal Development. Become your best self today.